I think we can all come together and agree that the current NASCAR playoff system is hot garbage. And before we move on, I think it's necessary that I point out that I personally believe the best way to find out who the NASCAR champion is to just go back to the old system where every race, all 36 races, counted towards the championship. And at the end of the season, tally up the points, and whoever's got the most, that's your champion. That is the number one and best way to determine who the best driver in a given year was. However, I am willing to admit that for the TV networks and the tracks themselves, this may not be the best option for some of those involved. I mean, let's face it, there's a very real possibility that we could go into the last two races of the season and we already know who the champion is, so TV viewing is going to be down and ticket sales will probably be down as well. So the original compromise for this was the old chase format, i.e. you had a certain number of races to determine who made the chase, and then from there you just tallied up the points of all the chase races and boom, you had a champion. This was pretty good, but still not great, and thus the playoff system was born. And I think I can speak for all of you guys when I say this is my biggest gripe with the current playoff system. It's the fact that it comes down to one race. So one unlucky day, championship hopes end. Or you have another team who just so happens to be good at whatever track the last race of the season is. So you could just end up with a team who wins the day just because they happen to be good at Miami or Phoenix or wherever, and they're the NASCAR champion. They're the seasonal champion for that year. And the knock-on effect is that it brings the legitimacy of that championship into question, i.e. Joey Logano last year, and if you want my opinion, no, he wasn't the deserving champion for 24. However, there is some good news on the horizon. In the worst kept secret in NASCAR, they are going to be tweaking and changing the playoff format, and it could be as early as next season. Now, what that exact format is, we don't know for certain. However, the prevailing theory, or the theory that's floating around the internet that's gaining a lot of storm right now, is that they go to a 3-3-4 format. Now, if that doesn't make any sense to you, the current system is a 3-3-3-1 format. So the new system would see 16 drivers make it to the playoffs. Round 1 would be 3 races, round 2 would be another 3 races, and the championship round would be 4 races and feature 6 drivers. So now that load of the championship is spread out over 4 races, so you have to be good not just on one day, not just on 2 days, but more than likely you have to be good on 4 days in a row. And in a world where we have to use a playoff system, that makes a hell of a lot more sense than the system in place right now. And this is where things get pretty interesting. See, Dale Jr. on his podcast this week proposed a theory that the championship 4 races, well, they should consist of every type of track that NASCAR goes to.
A super speedway, a mile and a half, a short track, and a road course. Let's see what you can do.
Now, I know a lot of you might not like that at all. However, this is determining the best driver of the season. If you want to call yourself the best driver in NASCAR, the champion of that season, I personally believe you have to prove it over all the different types of tracks that NASCAR races on.